top 10 point guard ever, Jason Kidd, currently coach for the Dallas Mavericks, who won a ring with Dirk Nowitski in 2011 as a part of one of the most impressive runs of all time, had some very interesting things to say in an interview he gave yesterday about Luka Doncic and Dirk Nowitski. So let's not even waste any time. Let's play what Jason Kidd had to say, and then we're going to come back and react to it. But before I play the clip, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.
I've said this before, and I'll say it, for as long as I'm here, is you can't take this young man for granted. He's better than Dirk. He's in the atmosphere of MJ, the best to ever do it, LeBron, Kobe. And so just to appreciate what this young man is doing at the age of 24 is something that Dallas has never seen. And I've said this internally. He is better than Dirk. He does things that Dirk could never do. And now it's, the opportunity of getting the right people around him to ultimately win a championship.
You just said 2 times that Luka is better than Dirk. Dirk won a title and had been to 2. Do you feel comfortable saying that on a guy that has not even made the finals yet?
Yeah. MJ is the same way. MJ didn't make it into his 30s. This young man is 24 and is breaking all the records that stand in front of him. And he's a winner. And his ultimate goal is to win a championship. And he will get there, not just, win one, but he will win multiple when it's all said and done.
So there you have it. It's a lot to unpack. So we're going to do it in 2 parts. First off, is Luka actually better than Dirk? And then we're going to cover the Luka being a GOAT caliber type player, right? So it's interesting because it's one of these cases when we need to define what being better and being greater is. Because in my opinion, the greater player right now, there's no question that is Dirk. But who's the better player? Then we have a conversation. Because when it comes to greater, for me, it's about who has the best resume, who accomplished the most. And Dirk, especially as a Mav, like he was drafted in 1998 as the 9th overall pick by the Bucks, got traded instantly, which is interesting because it's kind of the same story that Luka had, right? For his career, he's averaged 21 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.4 assists in 21 seasons. So had he played like 14 or 15, the numbers would be way higher, right? And during those 21 seasons, he put the Mavs on the map pretty much. Won their only championship as far as arguably the most impressive individual run by sweeping Kobe Bryant, beating on KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Ibaka, and all them boys. And then in the finals, we all know what he did to LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, right? So that was very, very impressive with a good team on the Dallas Mavericks, but it definitely wasn't no super team. Talent-wise, he wasn't even supposed to be there, right? So he did that. Obviously won finals MVP. He also took the Mavs to the finals in 2006 when he lost to Dwayne Wade, although he was up 2-1. So this could have been 2 rings. And then we have to have different conversations about Dirk Nowitski, right? He's also a 14-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA, with 4 being first team. So the man's resume is very, very impressive. He's also top 10 all-time scorer. On the other hand, you have a guy like Luka, who's only 24 years old, and his resume is already very impressive. You can argue that some guys would go to the Hall of Fame with the resume that Luka has been able to put on display in just 5 years in the NBA, 5 or 6 years in the NBA. But compared to Dirk, it's just not enough yet. He's a 5-time All-Star already and a 4-time All-NBA first team, also Rookie of the Year. But that's about it for Luka right now. Again, great, but if you're going to compare him to Dirk, then he doesn't compare. So this is why, in my opinion, Dirk is easily the greater player because he's accomplished way more. But better, I can see why Jason Kidd would actually call Luka better at this point. Because Luka is doing some stuff that Dirk never did individually. The only problem is it hasn't really amounted to anything yet. So if you look at the averages, for example, at 24 years old, he's born in 1999, which is crazy. Luka is putting together right now 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. That's insane. is able to do more stuff than Dirk was doing on the court. Dirk was an amazing scorer. He was very good at rebounding, but he did not have that playmaking ability that Luka has. Now, the numbers that Luka have, you have to put them in context compared to Dirk, obviously, because different eras and the usage rate that Luka has is way above what Dirk used to have, right? Plus, the number of threes that Luka is able to put up per game compared to Dirk. Dirk was, in my opinion, a better three-point shooter than Luka, but he wasn't taking as many threes. So if you put Dirk in his league today, he would average 32. I'm pretty sure he would put up 30. A pretty efficient one at that too. He's also more efficient from the line, everything. And at the four, there just wouldn't be a lot of people able to guard Dirk. But still, because of the playmaking ability, I believe Luka has a dimension to his game that Dirk does not have. And at 24, if you compare both players at 24 years old, then there's not a question that Luka is actually better than what Dirk was at 24 years old. However, again, right now you can give him the fact that he's better right now. But if he's not able to win at least one MVP and one championship when it's all said and done, and we compare both players, we're going to say Dirk was better. So is Luka on pace, though? He's absolutely on pace because Dirk, he won his MVP in 2007, which was year 9 for him. And he won his championship in year 13, which was 2011. So Luka has a lot of time to actually match that. Will he actually do it? We have to wait and see. So that's the Luka versus Dirk part. So I don't think that's a super hot take. Now, when we talk about Luka being GOAT caliber, I feel like this is a little bit more trickier. Here's why. If he's going to be GOAT caliber, you have to compare him against the like of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant. I feel like that's the standard, right? So if you look at the criteria, in my opinion, I like to use this oversimplified criteria to see if you're actually GOAT caliber. So you have to, first off, the eye test. When I look at you, do I look at one of the greatest players of all time? I think that Luka, he passes that. When you look at Luka, you're like, man, the stuff that this guy is able to do on the court, being that young, is insane. The shot making, the handles, taking it to the rim, everything. Yeah. So he has that. I want my GOAT also to be at least during his prime. And Luka should be, with the use that he had, there's no excuse. I need you to be a great two-way player. If you look at all of the guys that I cited, which is Mike, Kobe, LeBron James, and Kareem, at least during their primes, they were very good defenders, if not great defenders. Luka, I mean, he's amazing offensively, but defensively, saying that he's okay is being nice, you know? So that's already an issue. Now, for how long also have you been the best player in the world? Luka, I don't think he's ever been the best player in the world. So he has the time to actually establish dominance and make the league his own. But it's going to be very tough because in this league, you have guys like Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid. That's going to dominate for the next 5 years, in my opinion. So Luka, who is currently 24, that means that after these guys are past their primes, he's going to be 29. So he has a good shot at dominating at that time. However, you have upcoming players who will be in their prime also. So it's not like a foregone conclusion that Luka will be better than Wembanyama in 5 years, for example, or better than Jason Tatum in 5 years, Anthony Edwards in 5 years, Ja Morant. I can keep going. Like, he has a great shot at being the best player, but we can't just assume that he will be that. So I don't think that, if you compare to a guy like Michael Jordan, who's been the best player pretty much since year 2, year 3, and then he had his run for 10 years, or a guy like LeBron James, who since he won his first title has been the best player in the league for 10 years straight. I don't think we are going to see that type of dominance long term from Luka. So he doesn't fit this criteria either, in my opinion. And then we have to look at your actual resume. And this is where it actually gets really tough for him to enter the GOAT conversation. Because even if you look at the fact that Michael Jordan won his ring when he was 27, LeBron James when he was 27, 28 also, so Luka has time, he needs to start winning MVPs. At least that. individually, he needs to put that stamp and show, okay, I'm the best player. It's about the team. Because I feel like Luka, the reason why he doesn't really get a lot of criticism right now for not winning is because we don't view him in that light. We actually don't consider him GOAT caliber. Until LeBron James won, I'm not even going to talk about Michael Jordan because I wasn't there. But LeBron James, until he won, he was getting killed. He was getting killed year after year just because we had that expectation on him. Because we viewed him in that light. We don't view Luka in that light. Plus, even on the individual standpoint, for Luka to actually stack up MVPs is going to be very tough. Because he's put up MVP caliber season for the past 3 years. But he hasn't even cracked the top 3 just because he has monsters in front of him. Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo are having historic season after historic seasons. So it's going to be very tough, especially given the fact that he's on the Mavs. So he would have to actually win more games than these guys to put himself in the conversations. So he would be actually lucky if he was able to stack up the MVPs. I mean, lucky is a bad choice of word. I would say it would be very impressive if, despite all of the competition that he has in the regular season to becoming the MVP, he was able to stack them up and reach 4 like a LeBron, or 6 like a Kareem, or 5 like a Michael Jordan, right? And that's what it's going to take to put him up there in those conversations. So, yeah, man, for Luka to be the GOAT, he has a shot. I believe that because he's 24, and for him to be that great that early, the sky is the limit, right? But I believe that eventually he falls short, that he's going to end up being an all-time great, top 10 to top 15, which is already amazing, and which would put him above Dirk, who in my opinion should be like top 30, 40, 50 type player, right? But yeah, go top 5, that might be too high in my opinion. But I may be wrong because Luka is that good. So yeah, these are my thoughts. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, get in that comment section and tell me, do you believe that Luka is a better player than Dirk? And do you believe that Luka has a shot at being the GOAT? It's been your boy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.